Best of r/confessions episode 1. Subscribe for edit videos daily. They both go at each other like dogs when really they are both the same and are equally as corrupt. People are too fucking dumb to see politics is just maze. You can go left, you can go right, but you're still in a maze. Thank you. Next. It's a horrible condition. I know because I used to be borderline obese as a child due to my huge appetite. I still want to eat all day, but I learned to restrain myself. I keep track of my calories and exercise rigorously, about 4-5 times a week, to never become fat again. So many people have diabetes, high blood pressure, and cardiovascular disease because of obesity alone. Metabolic syndrome and the complications thereof are the #1 killer in the modern world, and the main cause is obesity. It's fucking horrible. Apart from that, aesthetics do matter. So many people are suicidal in fear of being alone forever, because obesity just isn't desirable to 95% of people. Even fat people usually wouldn't want a fat partner. Fat pride people disgust me. Normalizing morbidity is an act against humanity and should be viewed as a crime. We must help obese people lose their excess weight and not tell them they're fine the way they are. TL. Doctor, I hate obesity. It's a serious illness and it should be viewed as such. Thank you. Next. There was a girl I dated in college who recommended that I watch the Studio Ghibli movie Wisp of the Heart. I never followed through at the time. I haven't talked to her since 2013, so I'm honestly impressed that the YouTube algorithm last week suggested to me an analysis of that movie that she recommended. I clicked on the video with skepticism. At the time in 2012 when she recommended the movie to me, it seemed like the equivalent of when guys give their mixtapes to girls to show a piece of their hearts. Much like guys get laughed at doing gestures like that, I was laughing in my mind at her doing something like that for me. It's been almost 8 years since she recommended that movie, and something recently during the lockdown made me want to finally watch that movie recommendation when it showed up in the YouTube algorithm. Maybe it was loneliness. Maybe it was existential uncertainty. Maybe it was just simply boredom. But I bought the movie on Amazon and started watching. I haven't finished the movie yet, but I already know that it's the perfect movie for me. For the type of person I am, the movie really summarizes me so far, and I know that it would have spoken to me in college. I never thought I'd find a movie that spoke to me like this movie does. I really didn't understand myself in college, but she somehow did. I emailed her a thanks after realizing this. She and I kind of just drifted apart. We both kind of called it off without anything dramatic. I didn't even have her email anymore, so I literally went on the alumni database of my college to find her current email just to send her a message of thanks, and maybe a little apology to the best that a guy will apologize. I don't expect her to reply. It's not the point of my message. It's just a bookend to a period and a relationship in college. That's all. I'm about to hit the big 30 next month, and I feel like my 30s will be a decade of rediscovery. I really don't know anything about people, relationships, or myself. Time to be open-minded again and rediscover. Who knows what other movies or songs I might finally explore that I used to dismiss. Thank you. Next. It feels good. But also, it feels like I just walked out on everybody. It is a huge win though. Thank you. Next. I read online that distance between a flowering plant and artificial LED lights should be at least 12 or more. I couldn't find anything in the house to measure that distance or anything that I knew length of, except my erect penis, which is, converted from metric, is just about 69,291 inches or 17 centimeters. 12 is 30 centimeters. Taking those into account, the closest the lights could be hung was a little bit lower than length of 2 of my penises stacked on top of each other. After calculating all this, I grabbed a big piece of paper and marked where my penis ended in my mind. I never thought I would ever use my reproductive organ in such way, and I'm kinda proud. It's become a handy tool. Thank you for reading. Thank you. Next. I work at a shopping center making a measly $10.40 hour. Thanks to Corona I have been on a 4-month furlough and I still am. Which means I have filed for unemployment. My unemployment checks are more than what I make doing actual work. Yes, you heard me correctly. Not only that, Uncle Sam gave me a $1,200 bonus. My job has never given me a bonus. To top it all off, I have had a nice long vacation. This time off and extra income has allowed me to go back to school and learn a trade so that when this is all over I can quit making $10, 40 hours and get a career that allows me to make at least $80k. Some see Corona as a sign of the end times. I see it as an opportunity. Thank you. Next. And I am a marijuana user. I imagine it much like the drinker who hates the drunk. Stoner movies. In a time when the majority of rational people are trying to change hearts, minds, and laws, to get people out of prison, and keep millions more from ending up there, are beyond toxic. The social media stoner is just a better smelling hipster. When finally marijuana is beginning to be treated as the medicine it is, we have the stoner culture saying this new weed sure is strong, but what if we concentrated it to a narcotic potency and smoke it like heroin? I don't tell most people I meet or know in real life I use MJ. I sure as hell don't tell younger people. Modern stoner culture is just frat culture for pot.